So last night I watched a pretty strange movie. It's a Chinese movie. It's a sequel to a kind of a cult classic uh, love drama called In the Mood for Love. I saw that one a few years back when it came down with the Hawaii International Film Festival, and I didn't get it. I thought it was a well-made movie. I just didn't get the story. I guess it's based on a book or something, but it was kind of strange and not very meaningful to me, I guess. Kind of pointless. I guess you have to have seen it to understand what I'm saying. But I mean, a lot of people liked it. It won a lot of awards. It had, I guess, two of the top Chinese drama actors in it. And I thought they did a good job. It was just kind of a strange movie, that's all, just a strange story. So this is a sequel. It has the same guy who was in the first one, Tony Leung, I believe his name. I'm probably not saying it right, but he's a good actor. He was in the not Crouching Tiger. He was in Hero with Jet Li, and also Zhang Ji Yang. She was also in that movie Hero. She's also in this movie. So, well, anyway, the movie is called 2046. The title of the movie is the origin of the title for the movie is very strange. They explain it in the movie. Basically, it's a room number for I guess the women in his life, or important women in his life. And he was in 2047. But anyway, he's a writer, so he starts writing this science fiction book. The movie takes place in the 60s, 1960s in China. So he writes the story about a guy who falls in love with an android in the part of the world known as 2046. But he can't fall in love with basically he falls in love. It's about, the whole movie, I guess, that I could gather from it, was about love not being returned and people not being able to accept it and move on. So in the first movie, In the Mood for Love, he fell in love with a married woman, and she chose not to be with him. He offered to take her with him. He was going to go to Singapore, and she opted to stay back with her family, even though she was in love with the guy, but she decided to stay with her family due to obligations or whatever. So in the 2046, several women fall in love with this guy, but he's still in love with the woman in the first movie. So it's kind of like the shoe is on the other foot now, and he's still stuck in his past, which he refers to as 2047, or the room 2047, or whatever. and he can't let go of his past, his past love, and then these people can't let go of him. They desperately want to be with him, and he has affairs and everything, love affairs with these women. They fall in love with him, but he cannot return their love because he's still in love with this woman in the past. So that's what this movie is about. And I guess the reason why it's strange to me, because they draw this whole thing out. It's very dramatic, as most Chinese drama films are, overly dramatic. There must be something in the translation, because I'm sure American dramas are viewed as being overly dramatic in China, although we don't think so. But his character never ever learns from his mistakes, so there's no progression, or there's no evolution of his character. And usually in a good story, the character goes through the main character goes through some sort of metamorphosis, or some character goes through some sort of metamorphosis, and that's what makes a story, a good story, I think. But anyway, this guy never does. So Zhang Ziyang's character is a prostitute, and she falls in love with him. And she's hot. They have sex all the time, and he pays her for it at a discounted rate, of course. And she wants to be with him. She falls in love with him, but he cannot return her love. So it's kind of depressing that way. And the whole movie is depressing. Yeah, I did not enjoy it. I mean, I could appreciate the movie production. I thought it was made well. I thought In the Mood for Love was a better movie. The whole science fiction part that they threw in there was kind of weird and didn't really fit. And his character that he wrote about in his fictional story, he was a Japanese guy, so he spoke in Japanese, and I thought that was kind of strange. But I don't know. I think if you like In the Mood for Love, and you had unanswered questions, I think this movie would probably answer them for you, because they do go more into his character, and he does reference the past. So you might be able to get some insight from this movie about the previous movie. But yeah, this movie was not very entertaining, I suppose.